So, good afternoon. This is the coverage of consumer strategies. So, sa introduction. So, we have three examples here sa introduction niya. Riva, Bert, and Kim are all students at the local state college. All are living at home to save money while in school and are all working at least one job to pay tuition. Between their paychecks and financial aid, they can get by but not by much. So, living in a city with public transportation, none of them needs a car. But Riva keeps an old beater in her dad's garage. The ace of her tech classes in high school, Riva loves to get under the hood. So si Bert naman loves nothing more than to get lost in the world of games. He is hoping that his degree in digital media will lead to a career developing games and applications for growing market. Whenever he can, her upgrades his laptop smartphone with the latest killer app. So yung isa naman si Kim. Kim is hoping to go into business as a fashion designer and is getting a head start by joining the campus business club. Wanting to make a good impression, Kim is careful to maintain a fashionable yet professional wardrobe. So, tong tatlong ito is mga consumer sila. Consumer based sa example. So, lahat sila ay may sariling desisyon sa pagkonsumo na nakabase sa financial strategies nila, sa goals nila, and sa personal taste nila. Tapos na naka-base din sa pamumuhay nila and sa professions na mga pinili nila. So, going on sa consumer purchases naman tayo. So, consumer purchases refers to items used in daily living. For example, clothing, food, electronics, and appliances. They are the purchases that most intimately frame your life. You live with these items and use them every day. They are expression and reflection of you. Your taste, your lifestyle choices, your spending decisions reflect your priorities. Maybe you take pride in your car, on your clothes, or on your kitchen appliances, or your latest cookies, coolest whatever. Or maybe you spend whatever you can on travel, on your passion of hiking. Those very personal tastes will frame your spending choices. So, consumer purchase is nag-refer siya sa mga item na nagagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw. Yun nga kagaya ng mga sa mga ng clothes, ng food, ng mga appliances, mga ganun. So, ginagamit mo to, mga bagay na to, na nagre-reflect siya sa taste mo at kung paano yung lifestyle mo, yung choice mo sa buhay. Yun nga sabi niya kanina, your spending, your decisions reflect on your priority. So, ang consumer, sabi niya din dito is, consumer purchases should fit in your budget din also, syempre, by making an operating budget. You can plan to consume and to finance your consumption without creating extra cost of borrowing. So, yun nga, consumer purchases decisions are limited by the income available and that means making choices. So, yung pag-decide mo sa pag-purchase o pagbili ng mga item is limited lamang sa income mo, syempre. And that means making choices kung ano, saan, kailan, or even how you are going to buy it, ganun. Parang maapektuhan yung amount na ginagastos mo and the utility, kung masaya ka ba sa binili mo, kung nag-enjoy ka ba, or kung nag-enjoy ka ba, or magre-regret ka din sa binili mo. So, dapat when it comes to pag-purchase ng mga bagay-bagay, lalo na pag limited lang yung amount ng pera mo financially, is dapat gumawa ka ng tamang desisyon na naayon sa budget mo lamang. Yung mga bibilin mo, mga ganon. So, next, sabi niya rin dito, shopping is a process. You decide what you want, then have to make more specific decisions. So, sabi niya dyan, should you buy more and pay more but get cheaper unit price? Or should you buy locally or remotely via catalog or internet? Or should you pay more well-known brand or buy the generic? Should you look for guarantee or warranty or consider long-term repair costs? Should you consider resale value? Should you pay cash or use credit? If you pay through credit, it is store credit, your own credit card or a loan. So, sa bawat decision na yan, so each decision na yan nga, na mga sinabi dyan is bumubuo siya ng trade-off. So, yung trade-off is pagpapalitan. Kunyari, for instance, pwede siyang maging convenient to shop locally. Oo, convenient siya to shop locally, pero mas may mababa pang presyo at mas better selection sa products through online, parang ganun. Tapos, or pwede rin naman na makahanap ka rin ng mas lower price through online din, kaso mas mahihirapan ka sa pagtapos or sa pag-repair dun sa item na bibilhin mo pa lang. So, dapat din, kailangan, magdesisyon ka din kung, alamin mo din kung saan yung mas convenient na pagbili ng ipapurchase mo. So, punta tayo sa before you buy is you need to identify the product. So, sabi niya dito, what do you want? Ano ba yung gusto mo? What do you want it to do for you? What do you want to gain by having it or using or wearing it? Or eating it or playing with it? You buy things hoping to solve a need in your life. Of course, the more specifically you can define that need, the more accurately you can identify something to fill it. If your purchase is inappropriate for your need, you will not be happy with it, no matter how good it is. And because your budget is limited, you want to minimize your opportunity cost and a buyer's remorse. Or buyer's remorse is or regret sa pagbili mo or sa pag-purchase mo na yon, in order to use your limited income lang most efficiently talaga. So, ibig sabihin nun is yung mga tanong na sinasabi niya is what do you want? What do you want it to do for you? What do you want to gain by having it? By using it, by eating it, or by playing it. So, bumibili ka hoping to satisfy your needs, to solve your needs in your life. Bumibili ka kasi feel mo masasatisfy ka. Masasatisfy niya yung needs mo. The more na specifically you define that need naman kasi, is the more it accurately can identify something to feel it para sa'yo. So, if your purchase is inappropriate for your need, we will not happy with it. Syempre, of course. Syempre, alangan naman na kailangan bibili ka talaga or magpurchase ka ng na-appropriate sa need mo, sa kailangan mo. So, for instance, alangan naman na nagugutom ka, pero ang binili mo, damit, nag-purchase ka ng damit with your limited amount of financial, parang ganun. So, syempre, hindi ka masasatisfy na hindi ka mag-enjoy dun sa damit na binili mo, knowing na gutom ka, pero yun yung needs mo, yung pagkain, pero ang binili mo is yung damit. So, yun din, sabi niya din dito na no matter how good it is and because your budget is limited nga, gaya na sabi ko na, you want to minimize opportunity cost. You want to minimize your opportunity cost. So, maaring magkaroon ng buyer's remorse or pagsisisi dun sa pagsisisi sa'yo Kasi hindi mo ginawa yung tamang desisyon na bumili ka ng item na alam mo naman na hindi ka mag-enjoy doon, hindi ka masaya doon sa binili mong item. Sabi niya nga doon, buyer's remorse. So, ibig sabihin nun, regret at not making a better purchase in order to use your limited income most efficiently. So, yon. So, as we go further, punta tayo sa before you tapos na tayo sa before you buy, identify the product. So, punta naman tayo. Ay, may example pala dito. Again, may example dito. So, sabi dito, SIG is looking for a new computer keyboard, a hot gaming keyboard that can also be comfortable for writing college papers. SIG begins to research keyboards and finds over 500 models from over 50 brands with different designs, attributes, and functions offered at a range of prices. He decided to filter his choices by looking only at a gaming keyboards, which narrows it down to about 80 models. So, noticing that most of the keyboards range in price from $25 to $50, he decides to look in the $50 to $100 range. So, figuring he'll get a slightly higher end product but not an outrageously expensive one, this narrows his search to about 25 models. So, none of the models has all the attributes that SIG desires. Wala sa lahat yun. Sa lahat ng product yung gusto ni SIG. So, it's a trade-off. So, palitan, trade-off. He can have some features but not others. He decides to try to organize his research by creating table ranking the product attributes in order for importance. So, yun nga. So, ang ibig sabihin nun lang is, kailangan natin, yung sa example yung kay SIG, kailangan is importante na maging matalino tayo sa pagbili ng mga ari-arian, ng mga bagay-bagay, ng mga pinapurchase natin tulad nung kay SIG. Kasi is, kailangan nating maging mapanuri, sigurado, sa mga gusto at sa gusto natin at maging kampante tayo sa bibilhin nating gamit. So, mahalaga na bago tayo magdesisyon is at bumili or gumastos, tignan natin kung ano-ano pa ba yung may dudulot sa atin nung produktong yon. So, ilalagay dyan yung chart na ginawa ni SIG sa product attribute scoring niya dun sa mga magkakahiwalay na item na binili niya. So, punta na tayo sa before you buy, you need also to identify the market. So, sabi niya dito, your market may be local, national, or international with advantage and disadvantages. To its generally a larger market, more vendors will offer more variation and selection of product attributes, of course. So, sabi niya doon is yung market mo may be local siya, national, or international with advantages and disadvantages, selection, sabi niya doon. Sa lahat ng market dito mo makikita yung competition, of course, sabi niya dito. Sabi niya pa dito, as with my market, the real determinant of how your market works is a competition. The more vendors there are, the more they compete for your business, and the more likely you'll find options for purchasing convenience product, attributes, and price. So, yun nga. Syempre, of course, kung dumadami yung mga market, the more na dumadami yung market, the more na nagkakaroon ng competition. At kung sino yung mga, doon mo makita kung sino yung mga determinado na mga market, na mga business na yung mga madami. Mga determinado. So, the more na maraming nagbebenta, the more na dumadami yung mga kalaban mo, at the more na nagkakaroon ng competition sa business mo. So, sabi niya din dito, in markets where vendors are so plentiful that your problem is filtering na lang rather than finding information. So there are middlemen to provide that service. An example is the budget travel business with websites that make it convenient to research and buy flights, rental cars, and hotel accommodation. So, yon. So, as we go on to, after you, before you buy, tapos na tayo sa identify the market, we need to identify also the financing. So, identify the financing. So, before you buy, you also identify the financing. Sabi niya dito, most consumer purchases are for consumable goods or services and are budgeted from current income. You pay by using cash or a debit card, or if financed by using a credit card for short-term financing. Such purchases, food, clothing, transportation, and so on, should be covered by recurring income because they are recurring expenses. So, sabi niya dito, before you buy, syempre, you need to identify the financing also. So, most consumer na mga bumibili, mga nagpa-purchase are consumable goods or services. Syempre, sabi niya dito, budgeted from current income din yon. So, dapat naka-budget sa current income mo. Sa kung ano yung meron ka. So, magbabayad ka by using a debit card. Pwedeng by using debit card, cash, or finance by using credit card, tama. Credit card for short-term financing. Such purchases for food. Pwede ka namang gumamit ng credit card na makakabili ka ng food mo, ng clothing, ng mga damit mo sa mall. Tapos, and also for transportation, pwede na rin yun. So, sabi niya din dito, you need to be able to afford them as you read in that financial management. Consumers who use debt to finance consumption can quickly run into trouble because they add the cost of debt to their recurring expenses, which are already greater than recurring income. So, after you identify the financing, when you buy, before you buy, you identify the financing, and then after that, as you buy the purchase, sabi niya dito, having done your homework and made your choice, you are ready to purchase. In some cases, you may be able to make specific arrangements with vendors as a convenience, price, delivery, and even financing. So, durable goods and assets purchased typically offer more purchase options that consumer goods usually and incentive buyers. Vendors may offer free delivery or free installation product guarantees or financing arrangements such as no payments for 6 months or 0% financing. Offers may be enhanced periodically to move the merchandise when prices may also be discounted sales, especially offers or low prices. So, sabi niya doon. So, nowadays kasi, there are so many options in purchasing a certain good vendor ngayon na nag-offer sa mga consumer, sa mga bumibili ng multiple ways on how they can settle their purchases. So, it is very important to be wise and thorough when way he will be able to spend our money. So, yun nga. Ngayon nga, marami ng option sa in purchasing para malaman mo yung mga good vendor na nag-offer sa mga buyer, sa mga consumer niya ng sa maraming paraan. Kung paano nila ma-settle yung mga purchase nila. So, sobrang importante na maging wise tayo talaga. Kasi sa paraan na yun is, may magagastos natin may spend natin yung pera natin ng tama. So, yung last, pupunta tayo sa consumer strategies. Sabi niya dito, producers go to great expense to brand their products when in doubt. Consumers tend to choose a familiar brand. Once disappointed by a brand, consumers tend to avoid it. For some products, there are alternative private label or store label brands applied to many products but sold by one store or chain. The store brand is usually a cheaper alternative and often, although not always, of comparable quality. This is widespread practice in the food industry with grocery store brands. Shopping for the store brand can often yield significant savings. So, ang ibig sabihin lang nun is, ang consumer strategy is a stage or step for the consumers to know what's the best option. Doon pumapasok yung tinatawag na branding. Branding is a set of marketing strategy so that every consumer could come up to the best choice. Kunyari, yung sabon, di ba, maraming brand. Maraming brand yung sabon. May safeguard of etc. Pero para sa mga consumer, may certain essence silang hinahanap sa isang uri ng product. Katulad nga nung sabon, some are looking for soap that can kill germs and everything. So, meron din namang mga consumer na naghahanap ng mga soap na pang beauty products, ganun. So, doon pumapasok yung branding. Gumagawa or bumubuo yung company ng pangalan or designs, mga tatak ng mga consumer para bilhin yung product nila. And at the same time, nagsisilbi din yun na isang marketing strategy nila so that the consumer can know and review a certain product that they want to acquire. So, yung mga kumpanya is usually sa branding or sa marketing, sila ang pinaka naglalaan ng fund kasi doon din sila mas kumikita. Once na tumatak sa consumer, nila yung mga brand name, mas lalong nahihikayat yung mga consumer na bumili. Tapos meron pang isang strategy. So, mostly yung mga consumers, tinitignan din nila kung paano makakatipid or kung paano nila mas mapapakinabangan yung isang product. At may babalik sa kanila yung binayaran nilang certain product. Like for example, yung ref or kahit anong appliances. Tinitingnan nila hindi lang yung essence kung pati na din yung tibay ng appliances na gusto nilang i-acquire. Sa mga appliances, may iba't ibang brand, di ba? Kung ano yung mas mahal, na iniisip nila na yun yung mas magtatagal. Depende sa consumer kung ano yung strategy na gagawin nila before bumili or pumili ng isang product.